The purpose of this is for us to sort of air out what our concerns are and try to be able to move forward to get those concerns answered.
Many of us reacted with hope and optimism this spring when it was announced that St. Mary's Hospital and then Waterbury Hospital were joining with LHP Hospital Group to build a new facility in our city. Waterbury deserves a first-class hospital, and we appreciate anyone who is here to help us achieve that. But after the announcements and the dust sort of settled, the questions began to arise.
Everybody's concern is the location. I mean, we want to make sure the location is in Waterbury, someplace that's accessible to all.
Besides the location, is to make sure that the jobs are there. That's the most important thing. Besides the health care, we want to make sure we have quality health care, make sure the jobs are there, and they're spending their dollars on health care.
I am concerned about the takeover by LHP. How is it going to affect the ability for the nurses to take care of their patients?
Can one physical hospital have enough beds to really provide the service that we're looking for? If we go from 2 emergency rooms down to 1 emergency room, that's a real big concern.
If they want this merger to work, I think they should sit down and talk to the workers. I mean, not just the unions, but the workers in the house in Waterbury Hospital, as well as St. Mary's. I'm not going to just say Waterbury because it's 2 hospitals. There's 2 entities to this where I think that people both on each side has concerns. We had the issue with St. Mary's not having their pension, and now they have their pension, and Waterbury Hospital with union, and St. Mary's not union. You have the issue with the abortion at Waterbury Hospital. They can do it in St. Mary's, you can't. So there's a lot of issues that we want to know what happens, going forward, what's going to happen. You know, it's not just about me singly, it's about the whole city of Waterbury.
There's a lot of questions, there's a lot of unanswered questions. I'm dealing with the nurses right now. The uncertainty of the nurses is really causing a lot of discomfort to them. They're very upset. They don't get answers. The hospital doesn't give answers to the union. They said they don't have any answers, but you know, the nurses are worried about the patient.
Patients who go into for-profit hospitals are more likely to die there than in a non-profit hospital. For-profit hospitals cost more to treat patients. It just makes sense. They're paying taxes, they're paying for profits, and they're paying for care. The nonprofits don't have all that extra overhead. It costs more. They try to maintain their profits when times get tough, and we all know that healthcare costs aren't going down. They maintain their profits by cutting back on staffing, which is strongly correlated. I mean, is the reason that people die in hospitals, because there are not people there to take care of them, not enough beds.
I'm extremely fearful of a for-profit hospital to come to fruition here in the city of Waterbury. And I am because, and I intend to have more conversations about this as we go through the process in the state, because of the cherry picking, because of the fact that we know very, very well in today's society that the responsibility is to the stockholders. It is not, unfortunately, to the clients.
They cherry pick. For-profit hospitals pick off the services they make the most money on. They're a for-profit business. They're taking out profits and sending it to Wall Street or Texas or wherever, but they're not keeping it in Waterbury.
At Sharon Hospital, which went for profit, word is that they stabilize uninsured patients and then send them to other facilities that have a nonprofit mission to take care of all. We don't know that LHP can stabilize both hospitals and satisfy the pension debt at St. Mary's and still make a profit without harming care.
The voices that need to be heard, as we've heard over and over again today, are from you, the people that work here, live here, raise your children here, pay for the health care that comes to your community, helps the people that can't afford it, keep it and get it. And that has to be foremost in these conversations. You're doing all the right things. You are asking the companies to sit down and answer these questions for you, to answer them definitively, clearly, explain how they're going to benefit the city of Waterbury. But then the opportunity for you, for your neighbors, and everybody else in the community, in the city, in the greater Waterbury area to exercise their ability to be heard and to help shape this decision. That's the big deal.
We are saying to LHP and the administrations of Waterbury Hospital and St. Mary's Hospital, sit down with us now. Look us in the eye. Give us guarantees in writing. Then when you tell us that this new hospital is good for our city, we can believe you.
The Public Health Committee will be having public hearings about this. The comptroller will be having public hearings about this. The Office of Healthcare Access will be having conversations about this. The Department of Labor will be having conversations about this. Don't get frustrated and don't say your voice was heard once and you showed up in a couple of hearings. Show up at all of the hearings. If this is important to you, now is the time for your voice to get heard.